Okay, go for it.
Okay, we have here the weBoost Drive 4G-X OTR Mobile Cellular Booster Kit Truck Edition, which we just received, and it's actually not even officially being announced until Monday, June 27th. So we're going to show you our very first unboxing of this kit and see what's inside of it.
It's an awfully big box.
It is an awfully big box, but this includes a booster and weBoost's new 4G trucker style antenna. So, let's get inside of here. Let's see what this box includes. So we have here, it's like an install guide. Is glued to the top of, looks like the classic weBoost power supply. Same one we've seen on a lot of other devices. So it takes 12 volt in, puts 6 volt out, and then you've got this little box you've got to tuck away and hide. So it's a lot more awkward than just having a single simple power cable. But seems like the same power supply as prior weBoost devices. Down. We got here, it looks like the booster part. We'll show how this compares. This is the new version of the weBoost the Drive 4G-X booster. So the older one actually had 4 different status lights on the front and would show you the different carrier, the different cellular bands and whether they were doing well, whether they were in green or red for oscillation. This one now just has a single status light. Apparently, weBoost tells us the internal electronics are identical, but now you no longer can tell which band might be having problems. So it's a bit of a step down than the older version. And now instead of feet that you can mount to the wall, there's now this mounting bracket, which this pops off apparently with the help of a screwdriver, and then you can screw this to the wall and then pop the booster into it. So it's a little bit more awkward to mount, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be easier because then you can take the booster down without unscrewing it.
But still, apparently it grips so tight you need a screwdriver to pop it out. So we'll try it when we mount it on the wall. But that is the booster. And the other one, because it stood out from the wall, actually had airspace in the back for staying cool. This actually seems to be a lot less ventilated than the old one. So we have to see how it compares as far as getting hot. Looks like they got a little flag about how to go about registering your booster to get customer service. weBoost is known for decent customer service. Installation manual. Here is the inside antenna. It's a little patch antenna, seems to be the same as the old weBoost boosters.
So it'll still deliver the approximately up to 6 feet boosted interior antenna.
Yeah, sometimes we usually just set things right on top of it. It's Velcro attached, so you can attach places. Now we've got the outside antenna. So now, one thing we discovered, let me take this out of the plastic, is this kit is including this new antenna from weBoost, but there's 2 versions of this antenna. One version is 19 inches tall and has a spring base. And then this version is 24 inches tall and has a rigid base. It does not have any sort of bend to it. This was primarily intended to mount on a truck's semi-truck's mirror mount, and then have the cable run inside. For an RV, the spring-loaded version is probably better for most people, depending on how you're going to mount it. It's shorter, so less better with roof clearance, and it can actually survive hitting a tree branch. So if you want to have that other antenna, don't buy this kit. You'll have to buy the booster and the antenna separately.
And weBoost has told us that at present time they do not intend to sell a specific RV kit with the spring-mounted antenna.
Yeah, so let's go take a look at the cable end here. Looks like FME style. And so their end doesn't match. We'd seen some people mention this online who've gotten this antenna, and presumably weBoost is including, yes, they're including an adapter for their own antenna cable, which is kind of sloppy because every adapter adds a little bit of loss, so that you need an adapter just to plug in to their booster is a bit, I don't know why they would have done that, why that would have happened. Here looks like some anti-seize and the bolt to go into the mount. And here is weBoost's three-way mount that is primarily intended to either bolt to a wall or go to a cross horizontal pole. But theoretically, you can rotate this side 90 degrees and mount it to a vertical pole as well. Let me take it out of the plastic. This is weBoost's three-way mount. So mounted straight to a wall, you take off the back plate and then just bolt into the wall, or horizontal pole, or if you rotate this, vertical pole. And we'll experiment with how well this mount works. And
Is
then
there any way to mount it to like a roof?
Directly to a roof? No, not this mount. So that is one of the challenges, because the antenna cable comes out the bottom. It needs to be mounted someplace where it's got clearance, a little bit of clearance below, either on a wall or on some sort of pole.
And the antenna has its own ground plane, so it does not need a separate ground plane.
The antenna has got an integrated ground plane, and it's like a kind of like a soda can here on the end of a cable, or end of a.
So you're now inside of our tech cabinet, where we have all of our boosters. We got our Signal 4Gs, our Pep Max BR1, our Wi-Fi Ranger, and our PoE, and all the other gear in here. It's always a mess. But here is the old 4G-X. This is the one that was originally released, and it is screwed into our wall. And then this is the new version of the 4G-X. You can see the footprint looks to be a little slightly longer.
It's very close footprint-wise. And actually, the antenna cables, the antenna bits are exactly in the same place. The antenna mounts are.
That's good. So if you're swapping one in, but we don't see any reason why you would need to replace the existing 4G-X.
Yep.
But we will be testing
even the
these.
Power supply the power supply goes in the opposite side now.
So that could be a challenge for those who might be moving up from the mobile 4GM. All right, so we will be testing them head-to-head to make sure that weBoost is correct, that they are electronically identical, and we'll be trying them with Stubby and the new 4G trucker antenna.
Okay.